Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is 24th March 2025. In this video, I'm going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. Even before that, all of you please note we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. And these training lessons are already available at our NeoStock YouTube channel. So at our channel homepage, click on the tab post. Some of you might be seeing community tab. Click on the tab. Then you get access to this post. This post is having a YouTube playlist link that will take you to all the training lessons. You just click on the link. Now we are into supply demand zone price action course YouTube playlist. I kept all the training lessons in this playlist. You just scroll down to the bottom of the page. Here, starting from lesson 1.1, I kept all the training lessons in an order. So please follow the order and learn according to the order. But as per the training instructions mentioned at our Telegram channel. I provided the link to Telegram channel in this video description. So from the video description, join at our Telegram channel. In the Telegram channel, top of the window, you can find pinned messages. You click on the pinned messages. One of the pinned messages is about all the training instructions. So learn this course according to those instructions. Then you will become a very good independent trader in the coming months. Please make use of this opportunity. Okay, now I am going to generate different reports with the help of NeoStock Software Supply Demand Zone Top-Down Analysis Strategy Builder. Okay, in this video, I am going to generate daily and 75 minutes high liquidity zones. After that, I will give you 75 minutes zones also, stocks near 75 minutes zone. Then I will generate NIFTY, BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain. And after that, I will generate bullish and bearish trade setups for different income trades. Finally, I will generate stop buffers. Okay, for daily time frame, let us find the stocks near daily demand zone. We got 6 stocks. Let us identify daily high liquidity demand zones from this list. Idea is having a daily high liquidity demand zone. That's it. We have only one daily high liquidity demand zone identified from this list. Okay, next, for daily time frame, let us find the stocks near to the daily supply zone. We got 13 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity daily supply zones from this list. LTF is having a high liquidity daily supply zone. It is also having a high liquidity demand zone also. Either side you may get trade opportunities. And the next one is Naukri. Naukri is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. And next one is PFC, Power Finance Corporation. This is also having a high liquidity zone. Next one is REC Limited. This is also having daily high liquidity supply zone. That's it. We identified 4 high liquidity daily supply zones from this list. Okay, next time frame is 75 minutes. Let us find the stocks near to the 75 minutes demand zone. We got 11 stocks. Let us identify 75 minutes high liquidity demand zones. Delivery is having a high liquidity 75 minutes demand zone. HAL is having a high liquidity 75 minutes demand zone. That's it. We have identified 2 high liquidity 75 minutes demand zones from this list. Okay, next time frame is, for next 75 minutes time frame, let us find the stocks near to the 75 minutes supply zone. We got 7 stocks. Let us identify the high liquidity supply zones. HCL Tech is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. That's it. We have identified only one high liquidity 75 minutes supply zone from this list. Okay, with this we have completed daily and 75 minutes high liquidity zones, because some of our subscribers are using 125 minutes time frame zones, stocks near 125 minute zones. So let me identify even those stocks. For 125 minutes time frame, stocks near 125 minutes demand zone, we got 13 stocks. Next, 125 minutes time frame, stocks near to the 125 minute supply zone, we got 9 stocks. So this is about stocks near 75 minutes demand and supply zones. Okay, next I will generate Nifty and Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. Let me start with Nifty from monthly time frame, generating monthly supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones, look into the pierced column to find the pierced zones, and look into the LTF trend to find the trend of the current time frame you selected. Follow the same rules to the remaining reports. And don't forget to pause the video, because I am giving you only few seconds time to watch the reports. Okay, next, weekly supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, daily supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. Next, 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. '27th is having a serial number 27, nearest demand zone to the current closing price. So let me put it in the center. Okay, next, 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Nifty. All these are all supply zones. I am scrolling the list down. The nearest demand zone is 42. So let me put it in the center. Okay, this is about Nifty supply demand zone chain. Next, we will look into Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. So Bank Nifty, that is nothing but Nifty Bank, generating monthly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, weekly supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, daily supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. So this is about a Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. So with this we have completed both Nifty and Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain. Then we will generate bullish and bearish trade setups for different income trades. First, bullish trade setup for monthly income trade, entry time frame daily, entry zone, demand zone. Bullish or bearish trade setup at daily, I am selecting bullish. Zone achievement, violated opposing zone, minimum odd and enhanced score 12. With these filters, we got 10 stocks supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Out of these 10, how many are having a more probability to get success based on zone confluence? Let us filter. First filter is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence. That is a daily and weekly demand zone confluence. With this filter, out of 10 stocks, we got 7 stocks. So in these 7 stocks, the daily zones are overlapped with weekly zone. And weekly trend is uptrend. And if weekly zones are having weekly EMA confluence, then the daily zones might be having more probability to get success. Let us filter them. The EMA weekly time frame, setting the filter, weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. Anyway, weekly trend is up. 3 stocks are filtered. These 3 are having more high probability to get success, these daily demand zones. This is based on LTF, ITF demand zone confluence and ITF EMA confluence. You can find the filters in the search strategy. Demand zone confluence and EMA confluence. Next, we will filter based on LTF, ITF and also HTF demand zone confluence. That is a daily, weekly and also monthly demand zone confluence. So in the EMA confluence, first I have to remove this EMA confluence. In the demand zone confluence, we should set 3 filters. This is already enabled, daily with weekly. Next, daily demand zone with monthly demand zone confluence and weekly demand zone with monthly demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 2 stocks. So that means the daily zone is inside the weekly zone. Both together inside the monthly zone. And monthly trend is up in both the stocks. If monthly zone having monthly EMA confluence, then we can find even more high probability to get success. So in the monthly, I am setting the filter monthly demand zone having monthly EMA confluence. So both the stocks are filtered. So both these daily demand zones are having more high probability to get the success. So this is bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, we will generate bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame daily, entry zone, supply zone, bullish or bearish trade setup. I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum odd and enhancer score 12. With these filters, we got 6 stocks supporting bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. And entry time frame zones are daily supply zones. All these are all daily supply zones. Okay, out of these 6 daily supply zones, some of the supply zones might be having even more high probability to get the success. Let us identify them based on the zone confluence. First filter is LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. That is a daily and weekly supply zone confluence. I am enabling that filter. With this filter, out of 6, we got all 6 stocks. So daily supply zones overlapped with weekly supply zone. And weekly trend, ITF trend is down. So let's further filter based on weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. And weekly trend is down because it is bearish trade setup. Out of 6, we got 5 stocks. So that means these 5 daily supply zones are having even more high probability to get success. Because these daily zones are overlapped with the weekly supply zone and the weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. Okay, this is based on LTF, ITF, and next we will look into LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. Removing EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, we should set 3 filters. First filter is enabled. Next, daily supply zone with monthly supply zone confluence, weekly supply zone with monthly supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 3 stocks. In all the 3 stocks, the daily supply zones are overlapped with weekly supply zone, both together overlapped with monthly supply zone. But monthly trend is sideways. Sideways trend EMA confluence does not give any advantage. So we are not checking monthly EMA confluence with monthly supply zone because we won't get any advantage. So this is bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, we will look into weekly income trade supported stocks. For weekly income trade, bullish trade setup, entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone, demand zone, bullish trade setup, demand zone. And also in bullish or bearish trade setup at 75 minutes, selecting bullish, zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhancer score is 12. And also, the 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, at 75 minutes, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means 75 minutes demand zone is not pierced. Pierced count 0 means zone is not pierced. So we got 16 stocks. These 16 stocks are currently supporting bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame zones are, all these entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zones. We should look into only demand zones for entry time frame. Okay, out of these 16 75 minutes demand zone, there could be some high probability trade setup supported stocks to get success, more success. So let us filter them based on the zone confluence. First filter is LTF, ITF demand zone confluence. That is 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. I am enabling that filter on the 16 stocks. Now from 16 we got 11 stocks. In these 11 stocks, these 75 minutes demand zones are overlapped with the daily demand zone. And also daily trend, ITF trend is up in all these stocks. Okay, if daily demand zones are having daily EMA confluence, then these are all even more high probability trade setup supported stocks. Let's verify. So in the EMA confluence at a daily time frame, I am checking daily demand zone having daily EMA confluence. So with these filters, we got 8 stocks. So these 8 stocks are having even more high probability to get success based on LTF, ITF demand zone confluence and ITF EMA confluence. Okay, next we will look into LTF, ITF and also HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. Removing EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled. Next 75 demand zone with weekly demand zone confluence. Daily demand zone with weekly demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, LTF, ITF, HTF, we got 3 stocks. So in these 3 stocks, these 75 minutes demand zones are overlapped with daily, both together again overlapped with weekly, and weekly trend is up in two stocks. In these two stocks, if weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence, then these daily demand zones are having more high probability to get success. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence weekly, I am checking weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. At the same time, trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. So we got both the stocks having uptrend. So these two demand zones are having even more high probability to get success. This is about bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. See, after searching 200 stocks, we are getting only few stocks. But to search these stocks, how much time we have to spend without the help of the software? That is the beauty of softwares. It saves our time and improves our efficiency, our work efficiency. Okay, next we will look into LTF, ITF and HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. Sorry, this is a LTF, ITF, HTF only and EMA confluence. So this is bullish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone, supply zone in bullish or bearish at 75 minutes. I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhancer score 12, and the 75 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So at pierced count at 75 minutes, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means 75 minute supply zone should not be pierced. With these filters, we got 6 stocks. So these 6 stocks are currently supporting bearish trade setup for bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. And entry time frame zones are 75 minute supply zones. All these are all entry time frame zones. Out of these 6 75 minute supply zones, there could be some high probability trade setup supported stocks. We need to identify them based on the zone confluence. So first filter is LTF and ITF supply zone confluence. That is 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence. I enabled the filter. With this filter, out of 6, we got all the 6 stocks. So in all the 6 stocks, the 75 minute supply zones are overlapped with the daily supply zone. And daily trend is down in all the stocks. Let's verify how many daily supply zones are having daily EMA confluence. Daily supply zone with daily EMA confluence. Only one stock we got. So this daily supply zone having more high probability to get success. That's why it is already tested 2 times. Okay, next we will look into LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks. I am removing EMA filter in the supply zone confluence. I have to set 3 filters. First filter is already enabled. Next 75 with weekly supply zone confluence, daily with weekly supply zone confluence with all the 3 filters, LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence. We got 3 stocks. In all the 3 stocks, these 75 minute supply zones are overlapped with daily supply zone. Both together overlapped with weekly supply zone. And weekly trend, HTF trend is down in all the 3 stocks. So if weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence, then those filtered stocks might be having even more high probability to get success. Let's filter. EMA confluence, weekly time frame. I'm checking weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. Anyway, weekly trend is down. We got 2 stocks out of 3. So that means these 2 75 minute supply zones are having even more high probability to get success. So this is bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next we will look into daily income trades. So bullish trade setup, entry time frame 15 minutes, Entry zone, demand zone, bullish or bearish trade setup at 15 minutes. I'm selecting bullish. Zone achievement violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhancer score should be 12. And 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 15 minutes time frame, I'm setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 15 stocks. So these 15 stocks are supporting bullish trade setup for daily income trade. And entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zone. So all these zones are 15 minutes demand zones. Okay, out of these 15 minutes demand zones, how many are having more probability to get success? Let us filter them based on the zone confluence. So first one is LTF ITF demand zone confluence. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. I am enabling the filter. With this filter, out of 15 we got 14 stocks. In these 14 stocks, these 15 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. And 75 minutes trend is up in all these stocks. So if 75 minutes demand zones are having daily EMA confluence, then these 15 minutes demand zones might be having even more high probability to get success. Let's verify. The EMA confluence at 75 minutes time frame, I'm setting the filter 75 minutes demand zone having daily EMA. Anyway, 75 minutes trend is up in all the stocks. So we got only one stock. So this 15 minutes demand zone is having more probability to get success. Maybe that is the reason why it is already tested once. Okay, next we will look into LTF, ITF and HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. That is 15 minutes, 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. Remove EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled. Next 15 minutes demand zone with weekly demand zone 15 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone confluence. 75 minutes demand zone with daily demand zone confluence, because in daily income trade, higher time frame should be daily. So daily 75 minutes and 15 minutes all are overlapped. With these filters, we got only one stock. So this 15 minutes demand zone overlapped with daily demand zone. Both together overlapped with, this 15 minutes demand zone overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. That is what, 15 minutes and 75 minutes. Now both together overlapped with daily demand zone. But daily trend is sideways, so EMA confluence, it does not give any advantage. Whether having EMA or not having EMA, both the situations are same. It won't give any advantage, extra advantage. So this is about bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame daily, entry zone should be supply zone. And also bullish or bearish trade setup at 15 minutes, I'm selecting bearish. Zone achievement should be violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhancer score should be 12. And also this mistake. I have to select 15 minutes. Okay, this 15 minute supply zone should not be sideways. Should not be pierced. 15 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 15 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 2 stocks. The time frame 15 minutes and entry zone supply zone. So we have identified 2 15 minute supply zone supporting bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Now let us verify whether both these zones are having ITF supply zone confluence, that is this 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence. So in the supply zone confluence, I am enabling the filter 15 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone confluence. Okay, 15 minute supply zone with 75 minute supply zone confluence. Filter is enabled. With this filter, both the stocks are filtered. That means in both these stocks, a 15 minute supply zone overlapped with 75 minute supply zone. And 75 minutes trend is down in both the stocks. Let's check if the 75 minute supply zone is having daily EMA confluence. (75-minute supply zone with daily EMA confluence). None of the stocks are having. Fine. No problem. Now let us look into LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence. Remove EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, 3 filters we should add. One filter is already enabled. Next 15 minute supply zone with daily supply zone confluence. 75 minutes with daily supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got both the stocks. That means in both the stocks, these 15 minute supply zones overlapped with 75 minute supply zone. Both together again overlapped with daily supply zone. And the daily trend is down. If daily supply zones are having daily EMA confluence, then these 15 minute supply zones might be having more high probability to get success. Let's verify. In the EMA confluence at a daily time frame, setting filter daily supply zone with daily EMA confluence, because daily trend anyway downtrend. Let's filter. We got one stock. So that way this 15 minute supply zone having high probability to get success. Maybe that is the reason why this zone is already tested 2 times. Previous reports who followed this stock would have already got good profits from this zone. Okay. So this is about a bearish trade setup for a daily income trade. Next we will look into hourly income trade reports. Entry time frame 5 minutes, entry zone, demand zone in bullish or bearish trade setup at 5 minutes. I am selecting bullish. Zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd and enhanced score 12. And 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count, at 5 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. This 5 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. Let's filter. We got 16 stocks supporting bullish trade setup for hourly income trade. And all these entry time frame zones are demand zones. Okay, out of these 16 demand zones, how many are having more high probability to get success based on the zone confluence? Let us filter. First filter is 5 minutes demand zone with 15 minutes demand zone confluence. This is the one. I am enabling the filter. This is LTF, ITF demand zone confluence. So we got out of 16, we got 11 stocks. In these 11 stocks, these 5 minutes demand zones are overlapped with 15 minutes demand zone. And 15 minutes trend is up in all these stocks. So let's verify if any 15 minutes demand zones are having daily EMA confluence. So 15 minutes demand zone with daily EMA confluence. With this filter, we don't get any stock. We did not get. Okay. Next we will look into LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence supported stocks. Removed EMA filter. In the demand zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter is already enabled. Next 5 minutes with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. And 15 minutes with 75 minutes demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 6 stocks. In these 6 stocks, these daily demand zones overlapped with 15 minutes demand zones. Both together again overlapped with 75 minutes demand zone. And 75 minutes trend is up in 4 stocks. These two are sideways. We have to ignore them. So in the remaining 4 stocks, if 75 minutes demand zone with daily EMA Confluence, those stocks might be having even more high probability to get success. Let's verify. EMA Confluence at 75 minutes time frame, setting filter, 75 minutes demand zone with daily EMA Confluence. And trend on the 75 minutes should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because bullish trade setup. With these filters, we did not get any stocks. So there are no high probability setup supported stocks. Okay, next we will look into bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. Entry time frame 5 minutes, entry zone, supply zone, bullish or bearish trade setup. At 5 minutes, I am selecting bearish, and this zone achievement should be violated opposing zone, minimum order hands score 12, and 5 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 5 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters, we got 2 stocks. So these 2 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. These 2 supply zones. Let's check these 2 supply zones are having a ITF confluence. ITF supply zone confluence. So in the supply zone confluence, I am enabling the filter 5 minute supply zone with 15 minute supply zone confluence. With this filter, both the stocks are filtered. And a 15 minutes trend is down in both the stocks. Let's check if 15 minute supply zone having daily EMA confluence. 15 minute supply zone with daily EMA confluence. One stock is filtered. So this 15 minute supply zone having more high probability to get success. Maybe that is the reason why this zone is already tested 2 times. Okay, next we will look into LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence supported stocks, removing EMA filter. In the supply zone confluence, 3 filters we have to set. First filter is enabled. Next 5 minutes with 75 minutes supply zone confluence. 15 minutes with 75 minutes supply zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we did not get any stocks. So this is bearish trade setup for hourly income trade. So with this, we have completed all the income trade related reports. And final report, let us generate stop buffers based on daily ATR. First 17 in this list are indices. Remaining all are equity stocks. I am scrolling the list down. Whichever the stock you want to refer, there pause the video. Okay, I am scrolling the list down. So this is the end of the report. Hope this information will be useful to you for your further study and analysis. Let us all meet again in our next video. Thank you.